TIL Svalbard, Norway is the only visa-free zone in the world. Regardless of citizenship, anyone can live and work there indefinitely. I'm an electrical engineer in oil and gas and I traveled to Norway for work a few years back. The Norwegians I worked with told me I could get paid 3-5x my American salary after taxes even if I was willing to take a fixed-length contract up there. Apparently you have to travel in groups, and one person always has to have a rifle because of polar bears. The sun doesn't come up for large parts of the year, the cold is brutal, and isolation is real. I asked them why they didn't take the jobs if the pay was good and they just laughed at me. Most of the housing is owned by the various employers who offer them to employees as part of their employment. It is hard to get housing if you do not have a job. Just get a job? Why did I strap on my job helmet, and squeeze down into a job cannon, and fire off into jobland, where jobs grow on jobbies? That's not even the most interesting thing about Svalbard. You're not allowed to die there. If you get gravely ill, they send you to the mainland. There's also no maternity ward, so birth doesn't happen there either. If anyone's interested, the series Fortitude is set in a fictional town in Svalbard. Gives a good idea what life might be like in a place like that. Not a fantastic show overall, got a little disjointed but worth the watch if you dig the spooky crime thriller kind of vibe. Also, mushrooms. An old friend had a pretty messy life. When all his organized crime friends turned on him and the cops was looking for him, he escaped to Svalbard. He became a chef and a tourist guide, and he told me he even fought a polar bear once. That website looks like it was written in one shot and never proofread. Lots of sentences almost make sense, but don't quite. For example, Svalbard is a bear territory and highly respected iconic animals. It's not under Norwegian sovereignty, just under Norwegian administration. That's why anyone can come and stay. It's basically an international or rather non-national territory. I believe everyone who lives here is forced to carry a gun and it's illegal to lock your car at night. The reasoning for both rules is simple: polar bears. If you have a job there, then you can move there. If you lose the job, you have to leave. You are not allowed to just stay there. In Longyearbyen there is a safe zone within which you do not have to carry any equipment for polar bear protection. Nope. I do believe a good reason for this is that they don't want to create barriers for needed people and work on the island. Anyone is free to live there, but you're not allowed to die there, or at least not allowed to be buried there. Svalbard is visa-free, the rest of Norway is not. And the only way to get to Svalbard is through Norway. So, what is the pathway to citizenship? How long should one try to survive there for being a PR or citizen? I've heard of this place, it's super cool. But it has a population of only like 100 people. Sounds boring. I'm willing to move there, but I'm a huge metal fan. Do they have good metal in Norway? Joking, of course. You can stay without a visa, but if they need someone to help invade England, you better be there. 6. No taxes. You pay taxes and get a break after 5 years. So there are taxes. Just why? What's the clubbing scene like? There are a few local seals I'd like to put my hands on. You're on your own for much of it. If you have any health issues, you'll probably die. Ha ha ha. Well, I'm sure anyone from only certain countries and possibly appearance. There are no trees on the whole island. I can't imagine anything more depressing. Don't tell our digital nomad they'll all book every rentable place via an Airbnb. Pretty sure they boot you if you can afford to live there, or something. Mandatory Tom Scott video. 7. Food and drinks. Food and alcohol are very expensive in Svalbard. I want to live in a little colorful house and frolic with polar bears. Do they ask questions about one's history? Seems like a great hideout. Let me guess. It's in a remote location and sucks to live there. Make illegal immigrants legal again. With this simple trick: 30 degrees below zero and polar bears. Where do I sign up? Just hang out with Fat Thor and chug brews all day. They need sacrifices for the Guardians. White Vault.